training these ducks for a very important event next year. Of course, it would be easier if I used real ducks. You know, for 100 years, more than 100 years, the eyes of the world have turned on Louisville, Kentucky for the running of the roses. Yes, sir, I'm talking about the Kentucky Derby held each year. But did you know, in the tiny town of Augusta, Kentucky, the eyes of the tri-state area turn to the Kentucky Duck Derby? Yes, sir, this is the 9th annual Duck Derby held in Augusta, Kentucky. And PM Magazine was there. Watch what happens. This is Bracken Creek in Augusta, Kentucky, where it joins the Ohio River. It's also the site of the Augusta Rotary Club's annual charity duck race. We talked with its originator, John Parker. How do you choose a duck to train?
Actually, you can tell by the looks in their eye. If you'll get down and look at their pupils in their eye, you can tell the ducks are really going to be the fastest.
Who trains the duck?
First thing up here at 5 a.m. in the morning with a stopwatch.
Could any one of them hike their ducks?
No. Well, I tell you what, we had Dr. Swan from Drake University come down. He has checked all these ducks out. Here before, we've had a few ducks that had needle marks in them. Now, we're not throwing any slams at our duck racing commissioner, Dr. Mitch Denham, who has been with the Maysville Rotary Club. We're not trying to slam him in any way. But there has been some needle marks under their wings. And, of course, as you all know, things can happen anyway. It's happened with Jimmy Carter, a little controversy here lately. We've had it with our former president. We didn't want that to happen with our fellow friend and duck racing commissioner. So that's why we flew Dr. Swan in from Drake University to check all these ducks out.
Commissioner Denham, there are those who say you imbibe in alcoholic beverages while on duty.
If this sarsaparilla has something in it that should make him not discharge his duties properly, why, certainly he wouldn't indulge in that at all. But as far as I've been able to ascertain, there's nothing in it that's harmful.
What about the charge that you allow your Maysville Club to feed their ducks different from the Augusta Club?
Well, it's more a decision of the club, and as the Augusta Club feels like the white light hamburgers are a little more expensive, and they're more difficult to get in Augusta than they are in Maysville.
I'll tell you what happened to them last year. They brought their duck down. They'd bragged so much about using this white light hamburger. The reason they do this, they have a Rotarian that has a white light hamburger place. They can get it free. They're all a bunch of tightwads, the Rotarians in Maysville. And they won't spend money to feed ducks properly. So yesterday, or last year, when they brought this duck down, they carried it down. The duck, after being on this hamburger for about 3 months, I don't know whether he was confused or what happened to him. When the duck started for the race, he went west, our ducks all went east. So it was a little embarrassing for the Maysville Club, and I'm not sure that they're going to feed it white light anymore. Now, we have always fed ours butternut bread. They did short us 2 slices of bread here a couple of years ago when this was televised, and they didn't quite get out of the finish line. But we've got $1 million suit, but I think we're going to get that settled out of court.
One last question, sir. Did the recent earthquake here affect the ducks?
Yes, it not only affected the ducks, it affected their trainers as well. In fact, it affected the water of the ducks was sawed. And we have one duck, as you notice there on the tote board, by the name of Dirty Bottom, and which belongs to, I believe, the Maysville Rotary Club. They had more of a quake up there and more of a tremor up there. I understand they run their duck through the car wash 3 times yesterday after that earthquake that we had yesterday in order to get it in shape for the duck race today. But now that's rumor, I can't say.
It was getting close to quack-off time, so we checked in at the paddock. The ducks generally stood 6 webs high, weighed in at an average of 5.5 pounds, fully dressed, of course, and sported the colors of their owner and trainers. John Parker's duck wore a black ribbon. Did I tell you he was a local undertaker? Bets were being placed for charity, and the ducks were anticipating the call to the creek. But first, there was a ceremony.
The sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, the old folks are gay.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the flag which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Perhaps it was the unusual feeding or the training in the car wash, but the Maysville duck proved the stronger bird. However, we understand John Parker just called a foul. Well, I'm afraid my little plastic ones didn't do very well. I think I'm going to have to put them in dry duck. You know, we'll have a PM duck, I'm sure, next year entered in the Augusta.